Have you ever been excited to be disappointed? Well, that's exactly how I felt when my score went from 57% to 82% on Amazon Relay.
Hey, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper. Hey, bad guy, Heath Ledger. Ready for whatever, I'll be front and center.
If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Listen, we talk about trucking in this channel, right? Mostly, I try to produce content that is helpful to either a new trucker or a seasoned veteran trucker. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experiences and what I have learned regarding your score with Amazon Relay, from high score to mid score to low score back to mid score. It's a big difference. I do believe it's very slow for Amazon. This is LAS 7. This is very weird for LAS 7. Trust me when I tell you, this is absolutely just out of the ordinary. It's literally Saturday or Sunday, right? After Thanksgiving, Sunday after Thanksgiving. There is no inbound, and most of the doggone things are empty, man. Most of the docks are empty. This is very weird. I just want to point that out. Today, I'm doing 2 empty runs, right? Just 2 empty runs coming from DLV 7 to LAS 7. This is where we are right now, and we are on that second one. It's really quick, just 2 empty move. Also, now that my score is up, right? There's a lot of movement I see, and we're gonna talk about it. Let's go drop this trailer off. First, let's talk about the differences between stages of the score, right? So from 100 to 52%, that's the lowest I've gotten on my score, okay? I've always maintained 100% most of the time, but at the same time, I do not run Amazon that much. That's why it stays 100%, because I actually believe that the amount of volume that you do also impacts the amount of loads that you're able to see. You know, I don't know if that's written. I know what's written as far as Amazon is like, they tell you that you will be seeing less loads when your score it hits a certain level, okay? So I think for me, the difference between 100% to 80% really is only the contract, okay? So enable for you to book contract, you need B or higher, okay? And believe it or not, Amazon does not consider 82 as B. My score is C plus at 82. I believe now I think it's 90%, right? 90% is what you need. Now, let's go back into the 50s, okay? The 52, boy, oh boy. Now that I am back to 82, okay? Boy, oh boy, the 52 is something else. The 52 is where it is that they can't force you to take loads, right? But on that level, man, if you rely even solely, let's say 40% Amazon, okay? If you rely 40% Amazon to run your trucking business and you're at 52%, you're gonna be forced to take those cheap loads, man. Like me, I could never bring myself into taking those loads, okay? That's why I was sitting around waiting and watching these empty move, okay? The empty move are actually pretty good. If I can just catch these empty move all the time, my goodness, I will do just nothing but empty move. But unfortunately, they're not always there. And you also have to spend a lot of time on the load board, on the Amazon load board, in able for you to catch them, okay? Because everybody's looking for them, okay? So, and that's the only reason why I was able to get my score up. But those loads that they offer when my score is at 52, oh my goodness, I could never, man. I really could never. So, because what's happening, right? I think what's happening. Okay, let's go take a look at the load board. What is happening actually when it comes to your score? When your score, these ones right here, anybody that's doing these, man, you're just, I don't know what are you doing? If you're doing these, if you're executing any of these, I don't know what you're doing, man. 5 freaking stop for a doggone $181. I don't know what you're doing. Anyway, so so prime example, this load, right? You have this load, and then you also have, come on, come on. Sometimes it show. There you go. You have this load, and then you also have this load. Okay, these are Salt Lake loads, right? And these loads, they don't show up when my score is low. Okay, these load, and then these loads right here, only a couple of them actually shows up. This one, and this one. All of these Salt Lake ones, only a few of them show up. And then these ones that are Tucson going to Arizona, those ones show up a lot, but they never went up. The price never goes up. There's like the app shows you such a like minimum. It shows you minimum amount of loads. I think it's showing you. This is how smart the app is, right? I think it's showing you loads that are like not desirable, right? And hoping that you would take it for that rate, and just so you can bring your score up. I feel like that's what they're doing. At least the app is doing, right? Like, I don't think they're entering these rates manually as far as that's concerned. That's a lot of work if they're doing that. I don't think they're doing that. I think it's all app based, right? It's based on how the app works, on how the app behaves. Where your score is, the app, they programmed everything, right? They pre-programmed everything, and then the app just executes everything, just based on the categories that they put, right? The requirements that they put on there. So with somebody who has 52%, like mine last week, right? And somebody compared to somebody who has like 100%, I believe for the same load, they see a completely different rate. Somebody who has 100% will see a rate higher than somebody who has 52% for the same exact load. Okay, and I think that is all app based, and that is all pre-programmed in the app. That it's encouraging people, which is, I think, is good in a way. We're gonna talk about another load, a load that actually popped up that was really nice, man, and it was a welcome sight for me to see, because it's been a long time. But first, I gotta get some coffee. If you're familiar with the TA over here in Las Vegas, or the Petro in North Vegas, if you're familiar with it, the one over by the racetrack, boy, I tell you, they're making some big changes here. Like before everything here was free, right? And now it's like, I think it's one, two, probably about 70% of the parking spots are paid. Now, like sometime last year, right? About 70% of the parking spots are paid. Now they are like they're putting these gates, kind of like Atlanta. I don't know if you're familiar with Atlanta. There's a TA over there and a Petrol over there, right across from one another. I think they were across from one another, or was it? Anyway, in Atlanta, there's a TA over there, and for you to go in, you got to go through the gate, get you a ticket, and you need that ticket coming out. So basically, the way they're doing it over there in Georgia is like you have to purchase a certain amount of products from the store for you to be able to have a paid parking, or else you have to pay for that ticket, however long you stay there. So anyway, it looks like they're getting ready to do the same thing over here. I think it's pretty sad, really. So let's take a look at this load, right? I mean, just look at that. Just look at it, man. It's so insane. So I haven't seen these loads in like 3 or 4 months or so. I haven't seen any of these loads pop up. See, normally when you're on Amazon, right, and if you go to the busy areas, right, let's say California, Southern California area, Phoenix, Salt Lake, and over here in Las Vegas, Las Vegas is usually pretty busy, but here lately it hasn't been. But anyway, you would see loads like this. They will pop up, and they usually see, this is what I mean about when I tell people, just wait, man, just have some patience with Amazon. These rates will go up. It's just like this prime example. It went up right here, and then I think it's because of this, right? It's because of this weather, right, that's coming in. That's why it's going up, right? But anyway, see, look, it's gonna keep going up, right? Look, we're at 382 a mile now. I mean, it's just insane. We're at 401 a mile now. That's so crazy, right? And now we are 429 a mile, and it finally left. I was telling myself, at $5, I promise I'm gonna take it. At $5, but it never made it to $5, man. My goodness, it's just the reason why. Let me tell you a reason why I think I wanted it at $5. See, as you guys know, my time on the road is very limited. I either have to have the little one with me, or I have to get back right away. So I was trying to compensate. If I did it at $5 a mile, right? I get there $5 a mile. I know I can come back and bobtail all the way back home. You know what I mean? And it won't be a problem. I won't feel bad at all, But right now, it's still kind of one of those things, it would have been okay. But if I was OTR, I probably would have booked that way before that. You know what I mean? And I would have been still happy, even at 382, 4,300, I think I would have been happy with that, So, I mean, and this is a prime example why Amazon, is like, a lot of people are not doing Amazon correctly. You know what I mean? Like they're, I mean, yes, I get it. You want to move, right? You want to keep moving, and you want to, what you call it, you don't want to waste time, and I get it, and I understand. But I think it's like there's some people that are booking them, booking Amazon at like doggone, 250 a mile, which is, I think it's insanity, man, for me. I mean, hey, you do you. You do however you want to do your business, But I think it's crazy to book 250 a mile when knowing doggone well that you can achieve these kind of rates. As a matter of fact, there was another one that left, that popped up right behind that one, and it went to like 350 something a mile, and it left at 350 a mile. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I think it was. Oh yeah, there you go. 347 a mile. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Like I think if you go $3 a mile and you're OTR, I think that's okay, because you're gonna find something out of Spokane, right? You should be able to find something out of Spokane. As a matter of fact, it might even come to Boise, or go to Las Vegas, or even Salt Lake, or maybe even east, like Minnesota and things like that. So if that's running like $2 a mile, that's okay. Now you did all the way around. If you did it at $3 a mile, now you're all the way around at 250 a mile. But if you go to Spokane at 250 a mile, man, it's gonna be real tough trying to go 250 all the way around. You know what I mean? So I think that's just some of the things some of these guys are missing, like that point, like instead of, booking something right away, maybe you should take a look at that market first and see how that market is going. I guarantee you, you're probably not going to like it most of the time. You know what I mean? And that's why you have to make sure you plan it first, I know this vlog is getting too long, so I'm going to close it out with this. For me, the worst part about having a score like 57 or 50s or so, 52, 57, that's where I, hover for like 3 weeks, is the fact that all the loads come in and out. And I know they are there, but I cannot do nothing about it. I cannot see them. I'm not able to see them, right? Yeah. It's showing on my dashboard. It's showing how many loads available in the area, but the doggone app would not allow me to see all of these loads. You know what I mean? So it's just, I think that's the worst part, is the fact that, even though the scoring, you guys, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you already know that how I feel about the Amazon score system, right? Their scorecard system or whatever. I think it's a flawed. I mean, I think the way they measure the metrics, I think is very flawed. And I think they need to make some tweak to it. You know what I mean? I'm still happy with the way Amazon did me this year. Even though I think I'm going to gross about less than 10K this year with Amazon, I'm still happy with it. I am very unhappy with the way they're handling the carb thing. I think carb is a bunch of crap. I think carb can just, I got a 2018, you know what I mean? Unless I'm deleted or something like that, and that's what, them other people do, whatever those environmental people do, catch me into California. I don't think that's much of a Amazon concern, and I think that's a bunch of crap. The reason why I don't want to deal with carb, okay, is because it looks like, I'm not for sure if this is true. I guess it depends on the year of your truck. It looks like, for me, they wanted to check my truck twice a year. I said, nah, screw that, man. I'm not doing no carb. You know what I mean? Twice a year, that's $600 a year, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I gotta take it to a reputable place, and then I gotta do, I gotta get this paperwork submitted and all of these other stuff, and I gotta update it on their carb website. I mean, come on, man. That's just too much more crap that I gotta do and deal with just so I can operate in California for Amazon. You know what I mean? Amazon is the only one that's enforcing it 100% of the time. It's like, it's not, it's a California thing. You know what I mean? If my truck is not registered in California, I don't need carb. You know what I'm saying? At least that's my understanding of it, and my truck is gonna pass anyway. The only thing is, I don't want to pay carb. I don't want to pay that doggone emission, $300 a pop, man. Come on, man. Like, that's more expenses you're stacking on top of me, If I can operate in California with my step deck with no problems, without needing a carb, why does Amazon need carb? Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end the video here. It feels good that now my score is a little higher and I can see more loads now. I am probably gonna be booking some type of loads for sure here in the near future, in the very near future. So we will see you guys in the next video.